Hello, everybody. Check, is this on? Hey, let's see you in the comments right now. Can you hear us?
Are you sure you can hear us? Is that just hello, everyone? Yes, see? Hello, Fast Eddie.
Great to see everybody on this Saturday afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Check-In. Got the Nashville Predators here in town, the first of three meetings between the Preds and the Winnipeg Jets this season. Jets come home for one. They are 3-1 now on the season. Their only loss coming in that season opener against Dallas. They went 2-0.
So far behind us now.
That's it. 2-0 on the trip with wins on the island as well as in Philadelphia. 5-2 win.
Okay, so from my perspective, I felt that was their most complete win of the year. I feel.
Yes.
Let's talk about our emotions here this afternoon. I feel like that was their most solid defensive effort of the year. I mean, it was obvious from many aspects, just didn't give up a whole lot. And you think of how far they've come from the opening game of the season where it just seemed like Dallas had their way with them for majority of the game. And we're getting shots off from close range often.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to have sorted itself out. But, I mean, we've talked about it before. New faces in new places and learning the system. And it looks like a lot of people have caught on to it real quickly, despite all the injuries that the Jets have so far this year.
Yeah, absolutely. New faces, new places. Someone that is not a new face and is in his familiar spot would be Mark Scheifele, who is centering that top line. And as he continues to pile up the points to start this season, he has points in all four of the games so far this season, and he tied Blake Wheeler for the franchise record in points.
Yeah, 2 goals in Philadelphia the other night. So got 8 points in the first 4 games, and it's unbelievable to me because I feel like Wheeler just became the all-time leading scorer, which was in Minnesota, passing Ilya Kovalchuk all those years ago. And all of a sudden, bam, here's Mark Scheifele, 1 point away from becoming the franchise all-time leader in points at 8-13. So we'll see. I said the other day I was hoping he would do it at home. It was nice when he scored 2 goals the other night in Philadelphia. But here's the opportunity with the one-off here at Canada Life Center, and hopefully he does it here on a Saturday night.
Yeah, it would be great. And there's going to be so much talk between now and obviously when the Olympics team gets named, never mind the Olympics, about players as we keep an eye on those that are prospective players for their countries, including Team Canada, obviously with Scheifele. And you have to think that the start that he has had already, Jim Neal, obviously assistant GM for the team.
Saw him on
GM
opening
of
night.
Dallas for it. Assistant coach Rick Tocchet.
Last night.
Against Flyers.
Thursday, sorry.
So as if people, I mean, everyone's going to be watching anyways, but some have had a firsthand glimpse already at what Mark Scheifele has been able to do early on in this season.
Well, remember too, like Sidney Crosby was an iffy part of the Four Nation face-off, and Mark was on standby.
Yeah.
Now I think early on, I don't want to say, like, I imagine going to that with the Team Canada where they met in Calgary. That must have really got the juices flowing for Mark in that aspect. I don't want to speak for him, but for him to add that opportunity to play for Canada at the Olympics, obviously is a big focus for him. I know the primary focus is here with the Jets, but that's got to be in the back of his head. And so far, so good in that department.
Yeah, I would think so. It's great to see so many of you in the chat. Ready? Good afternoon to everybody. Let us know where you're going to be watching this game from. It's always something that we throw out there on Winnipeg Jets socials as well.
I can't believe how many people we're Jets fans are all over the world. That's nuts to me.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. So see Jericho saying let's win again. Yeah, have a great game, Jets. Looking for hello everybody. I just love how friendly everybody is as well. So over these remaining 30 minutes, we are going to continue to get you set up for tonight's game. Hal Gill, former NHLer, who's a long time now Nashville Predators broadcast analyst, is going to be joining us again. So looking forward to that. And then whole bunch of stuff, but let's get right to the lines because that's obviously what people always get intrigued about. The Jets did hold a morning skate today, and you take a look at it, looks very familiar.
Yeah.
And if it's not broke and they're not injured,
don't
why
fix
change it?
Yeah, that's right. So the top line was pretty quiet in that first game against the Islanders. Didn't have to do a whole lot because the fourth line was so dominant that afternoon against the Islanders. And really like what I see from Pearson, Taves, and Iafallo. Jonathan Taves, unbelievable in the faceoff circle. I believe he's at 65.3% this year. The Nemestikov line, the 3 ends has been fantastic. And then that fourth line, like Morgan Barron keeps scoring. Like I just keeps producing points. And it was funny. And I don't know if we have in the clip or not, but Parker Ford was around the area when Morgan Barron
Yes.
took the shot. It went off a flyer, Noah Cates back, and in the net. It was around the area where Parker Ford could have knocked it in. And he said that Morgan said to him, you could have scored on that. And Parker Ford was laughing. He said, I did try, because you could see him swinging at it. So, but Morgan Barron, red hot right now to start the year, and you don't want to mess with that at all. So, great stuff to see Morgan Barron the way he's playing right now with the opportunity that's being presented to him in the absence of Adam Lowry.
Yeah, we talked about going into the game against Philadelphia that the importance of secondary scoring. They have been getting contributions, which is one of the great things that you want to see. Top line got things going early, has continued obviously to contribute, but you can't do it with just one line. And the fact that they have been getting different contributions from different players is going to be key going forward, especially as teams across the league find their footing. Great to see so many people and that are letting us know where they are watching from. We've got UK, we've got Long Beach, California, saying hi from Maryland. So keep letting us know where it is. And we're always happy to have Jets fans join us as we get ready for this game. But why don't we head inside the room? I mean, you mentioned Parker Ford, and he's one of the players that spoke this morning.
Yeah, one of those things too, before we roll the clip, is just about how well the team has been defending, especially in Philadelphia on Thursday night.
Yeah, I thought we tracked back really well to start the game, and then that was a big emphasis to defend first, and the offense will come, and that's exactly what happened for us. And just the little things I thought we did really well that game.
Quite honestly, that's how you win in this league, is focusing on defense and just being strong, obviously in front of your net, and winning those battles in your D zone. And you spend less time in your D zone by playing hard to D. It leads to offense. So obviously, that's no secret. That's the recipe to win in this league, especially long term and in the playoffs. And it's a work in progress. We got a ways to go and get better, but it was a step in the right direction last game.
Classic veteran answer with still room to grow. They were suffocating. The Flyers barely had any scoring opportunities. I know they scored twice, but that was by far their best defensive effort of the year. So I get where they're getting from, but that was like a great building block for them going forward here.
Yeah, love the building blocks. Look to do even more of it tonight against Nashville. There's always questions. We mentioned the injuries. Everybody, if you're Jets fans, know that there are a number of key players that have been sidelined throughout this season so far. Adam Lowry, obviously, Cole Perfetti, Dylan Sandberg too. But there was a positive sign today.
Yep.
If we want to roll at morning skate, look who was out on the ice.
With the fellas.
Yeah, with the fellas. So Adam Lowry has been skating on his own. We know that for a number of weeks now. So if you remember, he had hip surgery in May. The timeline, potentially late October, sometime in November to get him back. But he hadn't been out on the ice with the guys. And it's something that actually he had talked about, of going, he missed being around the guys. But, it's great to be out there and just be skating and rehabbing and getting back.
Yes.
But
yeah, I'm sure he was grateful that he has that opportunity to get better and
100%.
to skate.
But let's be honest, after a while, there's those days you want to come in. That's exactly it. You want to come in. You want to see the guys. You want to be on the ice with them. That's what, that's what you're looking forward to, especially on those dog days where you look and go, oh, this is just another day. So a very positive sign to be able to see him at least take this next step. Again, don't know when he'll play, but the next step in his recovery. So great to see.
Well, and the key part here is, as much as you want him to get him back, he was adamant about this before training camp started, that he doesn't want to push it. Like, obviously he wants to be out there, but there's a lot of voices saying, let's take it easy, because you don't want to re-aggravate something too early and be lost for an extended period of time. Like, this is enough. So love to see him back out there. And I'm sure he's thrilled that the team is doing such a great job without him. But obviously itching to get back. Yeah,
well, one of the players that has benefited from his absence, creating opportunities, is Morgan Barron. I mean, you mentioned the hot start that he is out in terms of continuing to contribute. 5 points in 4 games, got that 4-game point streak going right now. And I had the chance to catch up with him just a few minutes ago. And heading into game 5 now of this season, this group is 3-1. Do you feel as if the chemistry is starting to come along with this team as a whole?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've kind of been moving in the right direction as the games have gone on, and guys are starting to play together for a few games here, kind of consecutively. And there's always going to be changes, but I just feel like as a group we're starting to figure out our identity and the way we want to play on a nightly basis. So we're we're in a good spot. We've had a good start so far, and we'll hope to keep going tonight.
Okay, the identity. Give me an idea of what it is.
I think you guys hear Arnie talk about it all the
Yeah.
time, but it's that like defending first and our, our offense coming from good defense. So, I think we've, despite the fact that we won, game 2, game 3 there, I think there were some things we wanted to clean up, and I think we all kind of liked our effort better in Philly, and it was more in line with the way we wanted to play. So it's not going to be perfect right from the start of the year, but like I said, if we can kind of build off that Philly game and play more like that, and keep hammering down even more on that defensive structure, I think it'll be good for us.
You look at the way that your season has started off personally as well. You've got the 4-game point streak going on. You said after that home opener against Dallas that you felt you had even more offense to be able to give this season. What's the confidence like for you right now with the way that this start has gone?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Obviously, it's easy to feel better about your game when you see the puck going in the net.
Yeah.
So, it's a 4-game stretch. It's great to get the results, but just kind of continuing to hammer down on doing the right things defensively and trusting that the offense is going to come from that. So I'll keep going as long as I can, and hopefully the streak goes longer. But at the end of the day, I think it's if we can keep chipping in as a line, whether it be having the other team in their end or creating momentum or any of those things, we'll just trust that our offense will come from that.
Mark Scheifele ties the franchise record for points. Right. Give me something about his game that you feel is maybe underappreciated. Like from a centerman perspective, what do you look at and think?
Well, I mean, I would say there's 2 things that stick out. Like his conditioning is out of this world. Those guys. The way they're able to defend oftentimes for a stretch, maybe they get hemmed in and then immediately attack the other end. It could be at the end of a minute-long shift, and the way they're able to kind of transition is unbelievable. And I guess the other part of that is the defense. I think, when I originally got traded here, started playing here, I knew he was a phenomenal offensive player, but I think even in the last few years, he's really taken that defensive ability to the next level. And you see that where he's being used in the penalty kill now and taking big defensive zone faceoffs. And just to see him, the way he's able to do that. And again, I know I'm kind of being a dead horse here, but the way he defends and then creates offense out of it, that's something that I watch in his game and try to kind of emulate in myself.
Well, looking forward to a good one tonight against Nashville. Best of luck. Hopefully that point streak goes to 5 games. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Did he want to talk about the point streak? Are you not supposed to talk about the point streak?
Oh, dear me.
So listen, if this streak ends tonight, we know who to blame. So we know how we like to point fingers around in this show.
It's true.
Yeah.
We like to drive the bus over each other. So if it ends tonight, apparently it will be my fault.
I didn't say
There's so much power that I have.
I didn't say that.
I must use it for good.
I'm just saying sometimes, but I'm glad you talked to him because I've always respected Morgan Barron's game, and it was just it's how he's growing as a player. You can totally tell the way he talks to the media. He's really confident right now.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see. And the fact the fourth line has been chipping in the way it has, if you can have that fourth line going up against anybody at any time, it's just such a huge benefit for you. And again, beating a dead horse here, just without Adam Lowry in the lineup is just crazy to me. How deep this team is.
Well, it's so great to see. If there's something that we have always discussed for a number of years with the Jets, it is the need for depth in the middle, right? And so we've seen Morgan Barron in his time here largely play on the wing, and we know that he could play in the middle. Opportunity not really there, but to see what he did at the end of last season and then what he's doing early on. And yes, it is a very small sample size. Like we always have to keep that in mind, but he looks like such a great fit there, and his size, his speed, just for him to be able to have the success early on, the confidence has to be growing, which is a great thing.
Yeah. And I love that Parker Ford has just had such an impact, and he's a guy that every camp has really made people aware of his presence. And he's just done a great job, Matt. Thank you.
Yeah, can you always if there's one thing that I excel at,
it is unbelievable her abilities at that stuff.
It is twisting it around, and somehow it won't be my fault.
And you come out as the golden child
on
this one.
It's
And I make it easy though. So
it's true. It is great to see the success. Let's take a quick look before Hal Gill joins us.
yeah, because he's getting comfortable in his hotel room.
Okay,
now,
so just
yeah.
before he joins us, let's take a quick look at the standings across the Central Division right now. So you look at it, we know this is the most challenging division, as it has been for a number of years in the league. And you take a look at it again, Minnesota, the only team right now that is below 500. I think some of that having to do as well with the matchups that they've played.
Right.
Obviously, divisional matchups influence it even that much more. But you take a look at the strong start that everybody has had, and the importance of being able to be 3-1 for the Jets key.
Yeah, really good, especially after the way that opening game went against Dallas, but so far behind us right now. Should we take a look back?
Okay, quickly. Yeah.
Before we bring
Hal.
Hal, we live.
Okay.
So we're going to go back here a little bit. This is 2015, I believe.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about the score, but this game was a lot of fun and in different ways.
Yes.
Nashville, Winnipeg, 2015. Go.
Rarely disappoints. There have been many great moments. Again, the result of that game certainly did not go in favor of the Jets, but there have been so many different moments, high event games between the Nashville Predators and the Winnipeg Jets. And that one, even though everyone always points to 2018 and obviously the playoff series between them, that one to this day, I remember so well. And you know that I don't remember individual games particularly well, but just the entertainment of watching more and more guys sandwich into both penalty boxes.
Our next guest has an incredible memory. I can ask him anything, anytime, any question about where he was on this day, and he will tell me. It is Hal Gill of the Nashville Predators broadcast, former NHLer. Hey, Hal, just singing your praises here.
I'm with you, sir. I can remember the feeling, and I remember but specific games is tough, but it's hard to forget that one. And that series that the Preds had with Bufflin going around manhandling people, that was another feeling that I'll remember.
Well, isn't it something when you look at these two teams, regardless of where they are in the standings over the years, just we described it as high event hockey. There always seems to be something that happens when the Predators and the Jets face off.
Yeah, I feel like you start with goaltending performances, and then it goes on out. And big defensemen playing big games, high scoring games, low scoring games. I feel like it's a different battle every time. So, but that being said, there's always something. So I'm excited about tonight. There's going to be something. We don't know what it is yet, but it's going to be fun.
Hal, I don't want to address last year for too long, but what feels different this year? It just seemed like all those signings were made in the offseason. I'm like, man, Nashville is going to be a team to deal with again last season. What feels different this year?
Well, last year there was so much expectation, and I think the start was an 0-5 start. There was a lot of home games. You had new guys coming in on the team that were with their parents were visiting. And I feel like every time I go down after a game, there'd be a family and aunts and uncles and parents. And then, I feel like the guys never really bonded on the road and never got together and brought that new team together and created that nucleus. And then they had a bad start and they just never got traction after that. So I think the difference this year that we're seeing is the guys are aware of it. There's no expectations, first of all. Barry Trotz said, hey, the experts has been wrong the whole time. So I'm hoping they're wrong again this year because
it's one of my favorite lines from any fan so far this season.
It's great. But I think the guys have lived up to it. And you go on the road, they had a gritty game in Ottawa and they found a way to win that one. They went to a team like Toronto that is going to be a tough game, and they battled and competed and hung in there. Took one on the chin a bit, but they stayed in it, and then should have won one in Montreal. Couldn't close it out, but they're battling and competing. The new defensive zone structure is different. It's looks a lot sharper, a lot cleaner, and so I think they're getting a little bit more of that bond where they can trust each other and make things happen. But still young in the season, so I'm not too excited about anything just now.
Hal, can you explain to our viewers how challenging it is to learn a new defensive system when you go to a new team?
Just the nuances I think are different. You go one team. Brady Shea was playing in Carolina. He's playing man to man. Very different than the hybrid zone that they were playing last year, and so it took him a while to try to adjust to it. And now they're changing again to more of a zone standard to defend the front of the net, keep everything to the outside. They're careful not to say they want to be not passive, but more patient. And so they're waiting, keep it to the outside, and then we'll squeeze when we can and use that zone shrink. But it's a different system, and for each player, there's different challenges with it. Last year there was a lot of skating for the centermen. They had to be moving all the time, and it was with the idea that you're going to go on the offense. As soon as you can strike, you can get the puck, you're going on offense. And this year it's a little more patient where, all right, let's make sure we get the puck first. And I think that's something that they're focused on. And ultimately the biggest thing is UC Saros, when he can see the puck, he can stop it. He's been phenomenal this year. And I think that's in large part because of that system and allowing him to see the puck. So it's a good start, but there's still little tweaks that they need to make and they need to sharpen up on. But that's every team, every season is, you start off the season and you want to work on some things.
Al, can you give us a player off this Preds team that we should be watching for tonight?
Oh, you know what? I think it's going to be a big challenge, a pair of players in Brady Shea and Nick Perbix. Nick Perbix coming from Tampa has really looked good with Brady Shea. And Brady Shea, I talked to him about him adapting to the system, but adapting to different players as well. And playing with Perbix, he looks really good. And I think they're going to be challenged tonight. They're going to have to play some good players with Winnipeg, and I think they're going to be fun to watch. Of course, Saros is our guy. He's been the star. And I think, with him playing well, and if you can get that top line right now, Forsberg hasn't really jumped, and I'm expecting a big game from him. He's playing with O'Reilly and Stamkos, and, O'Reilly has been good. Stamkos is still looking for it. He got a power play goal, but I think he needs to feel it. That top line needs to come out and perform, and I think especially Forsberg, I think you might see something out of him tonight.
All right. We'll watch for that for tonight for sure. Hal, looking forward to seeing you here at the rink. Always glad to have you on the show, and we'll talk to you a little bit later today.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. Enjoy.
Thanks so much, Hal. Really appreciate it.
See, I told you I had a great memory. I told you he did, and he delivered.
But I always, when you and I discussed, because you have a great memory.
Yeah.
When it comes to sporting moments.
Useless information, yes.
Sporting moments, you have a great memory.
Sporting moments.
Mitchell Clinton has a great memory for sporting moments.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
I do not. But what I always marvel at are players that are able to remember, say, goals and take you through. Well, no.
Or when golfers talk to you about the 13th hole and what club they were using on the second. That stuff I could never do. I'm like, I don't know.
That's probably what held me back from being an elite athlete.
Do you really have to remember your greatness? I don't think so. Just because everybody else is telling you how great you are. So why do I have to remember this?
It's true. So Nashville and Winnipeg split their season series last year. Both of the wins for Winnipeg coming here at Canada Life Center. They outscored the Preds 8-2. Obviously, the Jets played so well at home last season. So looking to pick that up, we saw that they were building on it, and that season opener that they've got the win, and now look to do it again against Nashville. A key game with looking at those Central Division standings again is to be able to get the 4 points that we always like to talk about when it's a divisional matchup. Yeah,
and listen, the Jets have done a tremendous job against their division.
They have.
I can't even remember the last time they've had a losing record against the Central. That in itself.
I believe last year they had the best record within their own division out of any team.
Yeah, that's why they're the best team in the NHL. So
okay, good point by you.
I thank you very much. To me, the important part is just like they've made a priority, and you hear Scott O'Neill talk about win the Central.
Yeah.
Of course, the West, and then the other part will take care of itself. But the Central Division is the most important part for them, and that has been whatever coach it was or whoever's in the dressing room. It's just been a primary focus for them, and for good reason, because of how challenging the division is, and they've been great at it. And it's the reason why they've had so much success during the regular season, is they just know how to buckle down against the great teams in the Central Division. I'm shocked to see St. Louis off to the start that they're on. I thought they'd come out like gangbusters considering the way last year ended, but obviously we're just 4 games in.
Completely. And so it's one of those ones you can't hit the panic button so early in the season. Can't get overconfident as well, but as much as we say when there's a loss, well, oh, it's early in the season or it's just one loss. Yes, it is. But you never want that to be able to look back at the end of the season and go, oh, those 2 points that really would have got us.
You talked about my great memory. My memory for math was terrible. So it was still to this day. But you were more than happy to bring in some math into the show.
Forget my memory for math. My understanding of math is not great. So I am a visual person.
Okay.
I like to be able to see things. So let's take a look. One thing, when you look at this zone map, I thought this was interesting. So this is off of NHL Edge.
Great website, by the way. And the NHL is not paying us to say that at all.
Off the NHL.com website, they do some of their advanced stats. They have underneath NHL Edge. You can look at it by player, by team. You can do comparisons. So it's kind of interesting. But
so it's like a rabbit hole. You could get lost down for hours.
Yes, absolutely. You can. But one of the things that got me on this one was obviously you take a look at the number of goals that the Winnipeg Jets have been able to have so far.
Mm-hmm.
But their shots are incredibly limited. I don't know if we have it on that one, but they are one of the lowest teams in terms of total shots taken. I believe they might be 29th.
Okay. Not shots on goal kind of thing?
Yeah, they're only averaging 23 shots per game.
So what you're saying, Sarah, is quality over quantity is what you're trying to teach here today. Well, they didn't have much in Philadelphia, but they sure scored a heck of a lot.
Well, and that's what's incredibly impressive. No surprise as well that they looking at high danger shots is where their bread and butter has been. That's where they've had the most success so far. But I just thought it was interesting when taking a look at how they are one of the leading scoring teams in the league.
With the fewest shot attempts?
With the fewest shot attempts.
I haven't had
the opportunity to talk to Scott Arniel yet, but interested in what they feel about the number of shots that are taken so far.
That graphic would have been a lot of fun to have, like the telestrator. So you could just take your pen. I
wonder if we could get that for later in the season. Could you imagine?
I just want a big whiteboard behind us.
It'd be so great.
To pretend like we know the structure. I know what's going on here.
And then he goes here.
Yeah.
And then we move and go here. It'd be like football.
Thank you. They don't have to make shots count. Thank you.
Yes.
Good
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey.
If you don't need much to score.
As we have seen, they do not. So it's great. Morgan Barron, very high shooting percentage right now. So it's great to see.
So we got a couple of items we got to talk about. Big night tonight. We are there's some from Jets gear. Let's throw up the adorable little stuffies.
Yes. Okay. So
plushes.
This is our feature of the game today. So True North Sports and Entertainment, the Winnipeg Jets are helping raise awareness for the Toba Center for Children and Youth, and it is Jets Child Advocacy Night tonight. It recognizes Child Advocacy Month recognizes children and families impacted by abuse, highlighting the need for support and resources. During October, Toba Center's Go Blue Toba campaign encourages Manitobans to become involved in the cause. Fans are encouraged to show their support by wearing blue at Child Advocacy Night tonight. Toba Centers, this is always one of the most popular
look at them.
puck drops of the season.
Right.
The Helping Hounds, Duke and Booster will drop the puck at center ice and meet fans on the concourse throughout the month. But you can purchase your Duke and Booster plushie with the proceeds going towards the Toba Center.
Okay, that's a great cause too. Adam Lowry, a big part of that as well.
Yes.
Also, Town Takeover coming up.
All right. One lucky rural community will host the Jets Town Takeover on March 19th as it returns with a jam-packed day of programming, prizing, and a Winnipeg Jets game watch party to celebrate the team's 15th anniversary season. Fans can enter the contest now by submitting a video highlighting why their town is deserving to be selected as a finalist. So you've got to do a little bit of work for this.
Yeah. You got to sell.
You sell
wherever it is you are.
Which we know you guys can. The deadline for entries is November the 24th, after which 3 communities will be chosen and put to a public vote to determine the winning town. For more information and to enter, visit winnipegjets.com/Jets Town Takeover.
If you can remember that, that's impressive.
That's why we gave the information. You can go to the website. You can find out more about it.
You have the night off. You don't have to do the broadcast tonight. You can actually enjoy.
I'm going to watch the game. I'll put in my headphones. I'm going to listen to Mitchell and Paul.
Yeah.
So that I always...
Very informative duo, those two.
Yeah, as we're sitting upstairs. I'm going to sit beside you.
Yeah.
Actually stand. Because this is just a very quick before we go. This is how, if you look across the press box, this is how Jamie usually watches games. The first half.
Are you imitating me? Oh, yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, true. So true.
So
Because I was used to standing in the broadcast booth with my headphones on and judging the whole time.
Uh-huh.
And now I watch. So I like to stand up to watch the game and then I settle in for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Not that this show is about me. Not
But it
about
should
me.
be.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Should be an appreciation show for you at some point in time. Quickly,
Thank
before
you.
we go, can we throw up those lines one more time?
Yep.
For those that didn't get the chance to see it, we are expecting it to remain unchanged based on the last game, which
Yep.
when you have a 5-2 win, why would you change things?
Nope.
So with no
Unless there's an
injuries,
injury?
Yep. We look to see
Knock on wood.
we look to see the same guys out there tonight. Mark Scheifele on the doorstep of setting the franchise record for most points. Morgan Barron has a point streak going on
Yep.
right now. So
Kyle Connor's been ripping it up. So
so it should be a great atmosphere here tonight inside Canada Life Center, as it always is, but a Saturday evening, nothing better.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Jets are 3-1. Hopefully they make it 4-1 against Nashville here tonight. Thanks for watching the show and enjoy the rest of your day.
We'll be back on Monday when the Jets are in Calgary.
Wow.
Look at you.
Where did the time go?
It was as much for him as it was for all of you.
Good thing you told me today.
Yeah. We'll see you guys at
See ya.
12:30 on Monday. Enjoy the game, everyone.